Jesus said to his disciples, "A rich man had steward who was reported to him for squandering his property. He summoned him and said, 'What is this I hear about you? Prepare a full account of your stewardship, because you can no longer be my steward.' The steward said to himself, 'What shall I do, now that my master is taking the position of steward away from me? I am not strong enough to dig, and I am ashamed to beg. I know what I shall do, so that when I am removed from the stewardship, they may welcome me into their homes.' He called in his master's debtors, one by one. To the first he said, 'How much do you owe my master?' He replied, 100 measures of oil. He said to him, 'Here is your promissory note. Sit down and quickly write one for 50. Then to another he said, 'And you, how much do you owe?' He replied, 100 measures of wheat. He said to him, 'Here is your promissory note, write one for 80. And the master commended that dishonest steward for acting prudently. For the children of this world are more prudent in dealing with their own generation than the children of light.'" The Gospel of the Lord. It seems strange that the Lord puts an official who is a thief as a model. It's evident that he did not put him as a model and example that we have to steal, but because of his cunning. And he laments that the children of light, those who want to do good, are so awkward and have so little cunning, which is different from being intelligent. On one occasion the Lord said, "I send you into the world as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be simple as doves, but as shrewd and cunning as a serpent." Goodness is not at odds with shrewdness. Shrewdness can be used for evil, and many times it is, but it can be used for good also. Cunningness is a quality that the human being has to prevent things. To prepare for what might happen. To have a plan A or a plan B or a plan C. That is to sense what can happen, to be prepared for it. A cunning person is not necessarily a lying, hypocritical, evil, thieving person. Cunning is used in many things in life for good. In research, you are researching, you are preventing an epidemic from happening, a catastrophe from happening, you are foreseeing things. That is cunning. Rulers have the duty to be shrewd in the good sense of the word, just like those in charge of a family, and also those in charge of the church. Why aren't we clever? We are seeing how the enemy organizes. We are seeing how they manipulate in the shadows until they are so strong that they can do it in the light of day. The process of getting rid of Christianity is not a process that started yesterday. They have been preparing this for centuries, step by step, in a hidden way, sometimes secretly organizing themselves until they strike their blow. Why don't we do the same? Why doesn't the church organize itself in the face of what we already see is about to happen? If, for example, in the U.S., the prosecutor appointed by the government a Catholic in question marks Biden, if the Attorney General of the United States says that parents who refuse to allow their children in schools to enter mixed bathrooms because they are bathrooms where transsexuals can enter, after abuses have occurred in those bathrooms, because someone has said, I am a woman, and he's a boy, a teenager, and he has no attributes of a woman inside or outside. He has entered the woman's bathroom, the girl's bathroom, and has abused because he has said he's a woman. He has not done anything surgical operation. Some parents have refused to let their girls enter these mixed bathrooms. The U.S. Attorney General has called for them to be convicted, to be prosecuted. Are we not seeing what is happening? Are we not seeing what is going to happen? You don't have to be very intelligent to realize where we are and where we are going. Why don't we organize? Apart from other types of organizations that we need, which I am not the one to do, I think we should be organized in small communities that can exist in the most clandestine way possible, in the least conspicuous way possible, so that few or very few even know of its existence, that you can have a community of life, receive formation, spirituality outside of any control. This seems to me to be essential to survive in the face of what can happen. Many times the Christian community of Japan is given as an example. When the missionaries were expelled and there were so many murders in Japan, those fishermen of Nagasaki organized themselves. Those simple and humble people knew how to organize themselves in a clandestine way. Nobody knew they were Christians, but centuries later, when the missionaries arrived again, they found a community that had survived. We must organize ourselves. We must not be left alone. We must have resources of spirituality, of formation, otherwise we will not have been wise as the Lord recommends. And what happens to us will not be only because the bad guys are very bad, but because the good guys are very foolish. Be as shrewd as serpents while remaining as simple as doves. So, once again, like the one who throws a lifeline to the drowning person who doesn't know he's drowning, I once again offered the online schools of gratitude. No one will know that you are in a community, but you will receive formation, spirituality, spiritual direction. You will be able to transmit the faith to your children by having specific material for children or for teenagers. You will receive that formation and that support from the community. And nobody will be able to forbid you that 1 hour a week you connect with some friends that nobody will know who they are and that they are from other countries and from another city to talk about God. That will be very difficult, if it is even possible, for them to detect it. Why don't we organize ourselves? We're still so blind, so foolish, so unwise, and yet today it is already very clear that what is happening and what is going to happen. May the Lord find in us the intelligence that He claims and that He puts as a model and example, a thief like this administrator. Amen.